All right, so in this video, I want to go over this new list that we've been testing using Skipify.ai. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to sign up and join. Skipify, you do have to pay a monthly fee to buy this particular list that I'm talking about here, but I think it's worth it because this list has been working really well for us. So this is a post that we went over in my school group. If you want to join that, the link's in the description as well. But I'm just going to go over it here live so that you can copy the exact list that we pulled that's been working well for us. So first things first, once you log into Skipify, like I said, you have to make a paid account to access this particular filter because it's like a new special algorithm or whatever that these guys came out with, and so they're charging for it. It's not my company, but I do have an affiliate link with them. So if you sign up, I think I get a small commission or something like that, but it doesn't change your price at all. So I'll just get into it real quick. So you don't have to give them your location, but you just want to go in here and type in either the county that you're working in or the zip codes that you're working in. One thing I like about them is that you can do multiple counties all at once. So for example, if I wanted to do, I'll just type in some counties that we work in. If I wanted to do Mecklenburg, North Carolina, as well as Gaston, as well as, let's do another county, North Carolina, I could do multiple counties up to 10. So that's a cool thing. So like, for example, if your county was really small and you wanted to buy more data, you can do multiple counties all in one list. So I would just plug in whatever county you're working in, or you could do zip code. I typically do county. And then we would go into quick filter right here. So just click on that. We would click predefined filter, or sorry, we wouldn't click this actually. I would build it myself. So you can click this, and these are the predefined lists that they have for you, but we're just going to build it out ourselves here. So we're going to click on property characteristics, and then you can mess with this if you want. Like for property types, you can mess with only specific property types, like residential, commercial, for example. So I'm just going to not mess with that for now. And then for MLS status, I'm going to make sure that I choose no. So I only want properties that are not listed on the MLS. So that's what that means. And then the next one here is exactly what we're looking for. So this is a pre-foreclosure propensity list. I'm not sure, honestly, what that word actually means, but this list basically just means that they're using an algorithm to find potential sellers that are likely to default. And what that means is that they're likely to not make their next payment based on this company's algorithm. So that's why they have in parentheses here a pre-foreclosure list, because essentially these people are people that they're guessing based on data are going to go into pre-foreclosure and eventually foreclosure within the next few months. So by getting this data earlier than most people, you have a better chance to get a deal, and you also have more time to work with these people and try to help them out. Because once you get someone that's in foreclosure, they might have 1 or 2 weeks before their auction date is coming up by the time that they're listed on the foreclosure data websites. And so by doing it this way, you have a few months in most cases to help these people out. And so you're going to have a much higher chance of being able to actually help them out. So what we're going to do here is just click, you can click very likely, likely, or unlikely. So for me, I'm going to click very likely. And then you can also choose over here, you could choose notice of sale, notice of default, all this other stuff. But I'm just going to do the exact list that we pulled. So first things first, very likely. And then I'm going to go to the next one here, ownership info. And I'm not going to actually mess with anything here. And then I'm going to go down to this equity filter, and you can mess with this if you want to. I personally didn't for my list. I kept it very broad to just try to get as many people as possible within this list. So the next thing that I did, or sorry, I think I skipped one. So for the ownership info, I do want to actually mess with this and insert 5 years as a minimum years of ownership so that we don't get people that have owned the home for less than 5 years. So you could do fewer than that. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4 years if you wanted to. Typically, most of the deals that we've closed are people that have owned the home for 5 years or more. So that's the reason why I use that filter. I'm not saying that you can't get deals from people that have owned the property for, let's say, anywhere between 0 and 5 years, but it's just less likely because they typically have less equity when they're owning the property for a shorter amount of time because they haven't had time to pay down the loan yet. So typically we do 5 years as a minimum years of ownership, but you can mess around with that if you want and do shorter or longer. And then for these other ones, I'm not going to mess with any of these. Yeah, so that's pretty much it right here. So we're just going to make sure that it's off market. So where it says on market, we just click the button that says no. For likely to default, we chose very likely. And then for years ownership, we chose 5. And literally those are the only 3 filters I used. And then you click search and you can see how many people pop up. And so for this example, it was 632 records. So 632 people popped up. And if I wanted to go ahead and skip trace them, I could just click this button here, skip trace them. And then that would give me the phone numbers and the addresses for all these people. If I wanted to just download and skip trace somewhere else, you can do that as well. For example, if you wanted to use the other website that we typically use for skip tracing, it's called Direct Skip. And you can create a free account here, and then you could skip trace using their service. I believe Skipify is 12 cents for skip tracing and Direct Skip is 10 cents. So it's slightly cheaper, but both of them work well. I typically use Direct Skip. Even if I purchase a list from Skipify or another source, I'll typically use Direct Skip to actually do the skip tracing and find the phone numbers, but you can do whatever you want. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the list that we've been working on, and I've pulled 40,000 records from this Skipify site for those exact filters that I just showed you, and we've gotten a great response rate. So I can actually double check right now and see what our response rate is for that list. So just wanted to show you in real time what it's looking like for us. So this is our SMS account. So I also cold call this data. I don't have the exact data in front of me for the cold calling because it's much easier to track here in the SMS software. But our delivery rate on this was 82%, so a little bit low on that, but the response rate was 10%. So that was very good. We have 372 leads that we're working on. So this means that these are people that we're actively talking to within our text software. And then leads that actually are warm leads that were pushed through to our CRM, 146. So that's almost half of the people that we were talking to here. So that's a really good response rate for us to get 146 leads off of 372 like conversations, if that makes sense. And so this is also including cold calling. We're cold calling this list as well, but still, that's a very good ratio for us when we're seeing that type of ratio between the conversations and the actual leads pushed through to our system. And so if I click in here as well, I can see that we got 115 leads from this campaign, which is the bigger one. And then this one was in a specific county, North Carolina. And we got 31 leads from this one. So just those two campaigns, we did about 40,000 records in total, and 146 leads have come in, and it's been about a month. So we launched this in October 8th. So yeah, it's been about 30 days that we've been working on this list, and we've already gotten 146 leads from it. So for me, that's really good. And we're still obviously going to be continuing to market to them and use drip sequences and stuff like that to continue reaching out to these people, because obviously we haven't gotten everyone to respond yet. We've gotten 10% of the 16,000 to actually respond to us. And so hopefully over time, that number will increase and we will get a chance to get more and more leads from this campaign. So those are the numbers for me. That's the list that I pulled and everything like that. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, I'll leave a link to sign up if you want to join Skipify. And if you want to join our school group or our Facebook group, you can do that as well. And until next time, drop a comment below and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.